but you got 8 publishing companies. How did you get to the point of manifesting even just the first one?
Honestly, that wasn't something that I really, well, maybe I did. Now that I think about it, maybe I did. It came out of someone asking me to publish their book. It was my cousin. She knew that I had worked for a publisher. And my whole point in working with a publisher was I thought that was going to be my foot in the door to getting my book published. I just thought, okay, I'm going to work for this publisher and they're going to get to know me and we'll build a relationship and I'll tell them, hey, I have a book that I want to publish and then I'll be a published author. So that was my goal, was to become a published author through somebody else publishing my stuff. I didn't set out to become a published author by publishing it myself. That kind of, I feel like life took a turn there, but it took a turn for the better than what I had ever imagined. But yeah, no, my cousin asked me, she said, will you publish my book? I said, sure. In theory, I knew how to do it, but I had never done it. So I think like after she asked me to publish her book, I wrote my own book within, I want to say 30 days. I wrote a book and published it. It put it out there and was like, oh, okay, so I do know how to do this. I was like, okay, bet. Like, okay, yeah, I can really publish her book. And so after I did hers, it wasn't easy. It was pretty difficult. It took us all that year to get it done. January 2018 is when we kind of started, but her book didn't get published until December. And so, but the fact is we went through that process together and I was like, okay, yeah, this is what I want to do. Like, I tell people all the time, like after you publish your first book, you're probably going to want to publish another. It's like you get bit by this, I want to say it's like a feeling of euphoria. Like it feels good to accomplish that goal. And for me, it's like, okay, this is a goal that I can continue to accomplish and enjoy. And so that's how I got started with that.
Nice. So question, did she know that you knew how to publish books?
No, I didn't even, well, I knew that I had the skills to do it, but no, she didn't know that we had a conversation about, my only job at the publishing house was to edit books. So not only did I like edit her things, but I did tell her, I was the layout editor at my college. So I worked on the college newspaper where I designed literally a 10-page spread newspaper. And I had people turning in their stories and things like that. And we won awards for our newspaper. And so I felt somewhat confident. I was like, okay, it's the same program. I'm just turning it into a book. And I just did a little bit of training and read up on like the specifics on how to do it as far as like measurements within this program. And so from then on, I mean, I tried it out myself and it looked good. Like my first book looked good, except I didn't edit my book. And so I did, like, you can't purchase my first book because I unpublished it because it was terrible, but it was terrible, but as far as like the aesthetics, it looked good. Like it looked good if there would have been no editing or typo in it. And so I was like, okay, I definitely can do it. And from then on, like there's been no stopping.
Nice. Yo, I got a question because I already knew. I remember when you were writing. You know what I mean? Like I remember when you were going through the phase of you. I don't remember you weren't publishing books, but you were writing a lot, and you had a passion for writing. You were good at it. When did writing start in your life? When did you start writing? Because I feel like that's kind of what led to all of this.
Oh yeah, since I was my daughter's age, she is 6. I had a diary. I think that was one of the things that I got for Christmas was like a diary, and I would just be writing. As a little kid, you have like a crush or whatever, so I would write all my stuff down in my diary, like and then like from there it turned into like, I've always loved R&B, so I love poems. So that was my thing. I always connected like love songs to poetry. So I started writing out poems, and then I think my mom entered me into a poetry contest. So I had to recite other people's work, And just from learning other people's work, it kind of helped my own craft as far as like writing poetry, because somehow I just understood like, oh, okay, I like this poem. I can see the format. Okay, I'm gonna not copy it, but take the format and make it my own and add my own words into it. And just from poetry, it just developed more into like storytelling, and it just builded on just my love for writing in my diary at first.
Interesting.
Wow.